Hello dear friends, today we will do chapter number 6, My Childhood from your book Beehive. This is an extract from the autobiography of respected APJ Abdul Kalam Azad's. The name of the autobiography is Wings of Fire. Before the reading of the chapter, there are some questions or some informations regardingly. Can you think of any scientist who have also been statesmen? Of course, that is APJ Abdul Kalam Azad, who was not only a pioneer scientist in the world but also the former president of India. APJ Abdul Kalam, whose projects in space, defense, and nuclear technology guided India into the 21st century, because our 11th president in 2002 he became. In his autobiography, Wings of Fire, he speaks of his childhood. Let us read the chapter here. I was born into a middle-class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram in the erstwhile Madras state. My father, Jainuddin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and the true generosity of spirit. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiamma. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. So here it has been told that his father and mother, they were not so much educated, but they were people of good spirit. They were people of good spirit, generosity of spirit, good wisdom, and they were very nice people, kind people, and their idealism was imbibed in Abdul Kalam Azad from the very childhood. Our, I was one of many common I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks. Born to tall and handsome parents, we lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was a fairly large Pakka house made of limestone and brick. On the, on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram, my austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicines, or clothes. In fact, I would say mine was very secure, both materially and emotionally. So, here it is told that he was a short boy by height, not very good looking, and the parents were tall and handsome. They lived in an ancestral house, a Pakka house, which was made of limestone and bricks. It was in Musk Street of Rameshwaram. His austere father used to avoid his wise father. He usually comfort. He already provided his children the needs, food, medicine, and clothes, but he used to avoid the comforts and luxuries. On the whole, you can say that Azad's childhood was secure, both materially and emotionally. Means materially he was provided all the things, emotionally he was provided the love and care of his parents a lot. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when I was 8 years old. For reasons I have never been able to understand, a sudden demand of tamarind seeds erupted in the market. I used to collect the seeds and sell them to a provision shop of Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch me the princely sum of 1 anna. My brother-in-law Jalaluddin would tell me stories about the war, which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamani. When the Second World War broke out, he was approximately 8 years old, and suddenly there was a demand of tamarind seeds in the market. As a child, he used to go to the fields of tamarind and collected the tamarind seeds with other children and then sold them out at a grocery shop, and for this he got 1 anna per day, and that was his first income. Then he had the his brother Jaluluddin. He told the stories of war to him, which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamni. It means there these stories which were told by his brother. Kalam used to read those stories in the headlines of Dinamani. It is a name of a newspaper. Our area, being isolated, was completely unaffected by the war, but soon India was forced to join the Allied forces and something like a state of emergency was declared. The first casualty came in the form of the suspension of the train halt at Rameshwaram station. The newspapers now had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi. So the village from where he belonged, it was isolated village, and therefore there was not much effect of war over there. Soon India was forced to join the Allied forces, and some emergency was declared due to the World War. First casualty, first problem they faced, that was the train which usually stopped at Rameshwar station. It was stopped to stay there, and the newspaper, they had to be thrown out from the moving train in the form of bundles on the Rameshwaram road, which was lying between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi, the name of the two villages. That forced my cousin Samsuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram, to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally I filled the slot. Samsuddin helped me earn my first wages. Half a century later, I can still feel the surge of pride in earning my own money for the first time. So his cousin, who usually have the task of distributing the newspapers in the village of Rameshwaram, he needed a helping hand to catch those bundles and distribute them in the village. So Azad helped him in this task, and for helping him, he got his wages from him. And even 50 years later, he could be able to feel that pride of earning the money for the first time. Every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father. From my mother, I inherited fear in goodness, and deep kindness, and so did my three brothers and sisters. I had three close friends in my childhood: Ramananda Shastri, Arvindan, and Shiva Prakashan. So, as the childhood is usually secured by the parents, the same was happened with Azad. He was inherited. He was having some inherited characteristics, like how to uh, have a social, economical, and emotional environment which was safe and secured. And he was trained by certain figures of authority like his father, mother, grandmother, and all others. From them, he inherited honesty and self discipline. From the mother, he inherited goodness and deep kindness and helping nature from his brothers and sisters. He had three close friends: Ramananda Shastri, Arvindan, and Shiva Prakashan. All of the three belonged to Hindu families. All these boys were from orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. As children, none of us ever felt any difference amongst ourselves because of our religious differences and upbringing. In fact, Ramananda Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Later, he took over the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple from his father. Arvindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Sivaprakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. So the three friends, they were from Hindu families, Hindu Brahman families, and the children, they did not feel any difference among themselves because of any religious differences or upbringings, because Kalam belonged to Muslim family and his friends belonged to Hindu family, but they did never brought such kind of religious difference between their friendship. In fact, Ramananda Shastri was the son of the high priest of Rameshwar temple named Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri. Then he inherited that priesthood from his father and became the high priest of the village. When he became young, Arvindan went into the arranging transport business, and Shiva Prakashan became the catering contractor for the Southern Railways. During the annual Sri Sitaram Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple of the marriage site, situated in the middle of the pond called Rama Tirtha, which was near our house. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of Prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. So when there was annual occasion in the village, that was Sitaram Kalyanam ceremony, means the marriage of Lord Rama and Sita was organized every year, and due to that occasion, the family, Azad's family, they used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying the idols of Lord Rama from the temple to marriage site. Such a sacred deed they did even after being a Muslim. And in the middle of the pond there was a place for uh, worshipping, and for this ceremony, this was called Rama Tirtha. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of Prophet were bedtime stories. So when Azad went to bed during the night, he used to listen the stories of Ramayana and from the life of Prophet from his mother as well as his grandmother. Thank you and have a nice day.